What's up people, welcome to another Arcane afternoon. The winter event is live and in this video I will be showing you everything that you need to know about it. So first of all, this event is 3 weeks long and it is energy based. So first let's have a look at the tier rewards. For bronze tier you get a gingerbread man cloth banner. For silver tier you get a bound frostworm hunter's elixir. With this elixir you can loot better items from the brood dragon, but we will have a look at this later. Then you can loot 2 winter holiday chests. For gold tier you get 5 awakening gems, another bound hunter's elixir and the polar legendary pet. And for plat tier you get a title, 10 awakening gems, 4 elixirs, 1 jewel chest. Then you get emerald light wings and you also get a Eye of the Frostworm crafting material, and this is by far the best thing that you can get from the tier rewards. So with this Eye of the Frostworm crafting material you can craft a enchanted Eye of Frostworm, and this jewel gives you 12 primary stat and 5 damage, and there's a rare chance that you also get 2.5% crit damage. So this jewel is really OP and you can get one of these every week. So in total you can get 3 of these, and in theory you can also get the plat rewards on multiple accounts. So basically you can get unlimited amounts of these, but it is not that easy to reach plat tier. And the recipe you can buy for 1500 tokens from the token vendor, but we will have a look at that in a moment. So now let's have a look at the leaderboard rewards. For bronze tier you get a gingerbread man banner, and this banner is probably going to sell for around 20 million. Then you get 25 crate keys, which are worth 2.5 million gold, but they are not tradable. Then you get a precise jewel, which is worth around 10 million gold, and 10 bound elite awakening gems, which is nice because the next awakening event is going to be in January. For silver tier you also get the gingerbread man banner. Then you get emerald fairy wings, which are probably going to sell between 25 and 50 million gold. 25 crate keys, 1 flawless jewel which will sell for 30 million gold, and 10 bound elite awakening gems. And for top 5 you get a snowflake badge, which is tradable. Then you also get a top 5 vanity set, and this set looks pretty cool. And then you also get the gingerbread man, the emerald wings, 50 crate keys, the corrupted jewel which is worth around 100 million gold, and 50 bound elite awakening gems. Keep in mind this leaderboard resets every week, so you can get rewards multiple times, and also some of the rewards are changing. For example, the badge is changing every week. So in week 1 you get the snowflake badge, in week 2 you get the frostworm badge, and in week 3 the spiked ice badge. And also for the top 5 vanity sets, the white one is the first week, the black one is the second week, and the brown one is in the third week. Also the top 50 banners change every week. So in the first week is the gingerbread man, in the second week is the frostworm pike banner, and in the third week is the ice lord banner. And also the top 25 wings change every week, and in the second week you get blue wings, and in the third week you get pink wings. Alright, now let's have a look at the token vendor. At the token vendor you can buy a warming waters elixir, and when you use this elixir you will not get frozen in the event map anymore. So this elixir is really worth it. It also lasts 1 hour and only costs 150 tokens. Then you can buy a Ice Dragon's Tears elixir, and with this elixir you will get 15% bonus points for your tiers and for leaderboard. So this elixir is also really worth it, but it does cost 500,000 gold. I would probably only recommend leaderboard runners to use this elixir. Then you can buy the frostworm dragon for 100 platinum. It's way too big to fit here. Then you can buy the new snowstorm belts. This is a new 8 out of 8 set. It has pretty decent stats, but overall I think this set is not worth it to use. Even if you can't afford the beast set, it's probably better to just use the Sauro set. Then you can buy a winter treasure chest and a jewel chest, but these two are not worth it at all. Then you can buy a recipe for the massive lock, and this is probably the best thing you can buy. Just keep crafting the locks and you can make a lot of profit on this. So this is 400,000 gold, and you need 3 elderwood locks to craft one. So if you look, elder lock, the elderwood locks are only 4,000 gold each, so it's 12,000 gold for 3 of them, and you make basically 400,000 gold profit with each of them. And each recipe is only 100 tokens. So definitely buy these recipes. Each of these is basically around 350,000 gold profit right now. So here at the vendor you can also buy the recipe for the enchanted Eye of Frostworm. for the jewel which I showed you earlier at platinum tier, so you need to buy this to craft it. Then you can also buy a recipe for the artifact, which is not worth it, and you can also buy a new pet, the Heroic Brothers Whim Egg, for 7,500 tokens. This new egg is not the best at anything, but if you are just collecting pets, you can definitely get this pet. And then there's a bunch of new vanities, but I think none of them look that good. The gun looks pretty decent, the orb looks okay, and here is the warrior weapons. Alright, so this is it with the token vendor. Now let's have a look at the new locked. Alright, so the locked change every week. So in the first week of the locked, you can loot a Heroic Polar's egg. So these are the stats for Heroic Polar. As you can see, the happiness bonus is actually really good. You get 50 primary stat, 50 all stats, 20% crit damage, 20% haste, 30% armor, 30% damage stacking, and 30% speed stacking. So the happiness bonus is actually really good. And the egg currently sells for 60 million gold in auction. In the second week of the locked, you can loot a Arcane Loops egg. And this pet is not that good, but it has 25% ultimate charge rate, which might be decent for warriors in certain maps maybe. And in the third week, you can loot a Heroic Holly egg. And this pet has some pretty decent stats. For the happiness bonus, you have a lot of damage and also 35% speed. And the ability is also pretty decent with 30% damage, crit, and armor mitigation. But overall, out of all of the three, the Heroic Polar is definitely the best pet. But you have to say, this pet looks really cool. It also changes color between red and green. And this is probably going to be the new Heroic Draugr. So back to the locked, you can of course loot all of the Kraken items. And then there's also the new weapon type for all of the classes for the Snowstorm set, the 8 out of 8 set. But this is not really worth it. But there's one nice thing about these weapons is that they give 25% passive gold loot. So in the Awakening event in January, you could use these weapons to awaken for gold loot and possibly get really high gold loot awakenings on these. So then you can also loot Ice Lord wings, which look pretty cool, and these wings currently sell for 10 million gold. Then you can loot a Snowstorm vanity set, and this set changes color every single week. So in the second week you will have a purple one, and in the third week you will have a blue one. And you can also loot a new Snowstorm vanity for the new weapon type. And you can loot the beast armor, the beast helmet, and the beast artifact. And in this event they added 3 new pieces for the beast set: the bracelet in the first week's locked, the ring in the second week's locked, and the belt in the third week's locked. So the beast bracelet is already down to 50 million gold. And the reason the new beast items are not going to be that expensive is because the 6 out of 6 set is actually really bad. The 3 out of 3 set is really good and it is better than the Sorrow set, but the 6 out of 6 set doesn't really give you anything extra. You only gain 5% health, 5% haste, and 5% primer stat, which is not worth it because you have to sacrifice 3 other pieces, the bracelet, ring, and belt. So right now it's just the best to use 3 pieces for the beast set and not 6 out of 6. But there's a chance that they will buff the 6 out of 6 set, so keep that in mind, because of course they want to make money, and if they have such bad stats for 6 out of 6, less people are going to try to open the locked if the items are bad. Alright, so now let's have a look at the event map. There's 2 different portals. First, the normal event portal, where you just play through the map and kill the bosses to gain events points. And then you also have the Brood Dragon, which opens every 2 hours for 1 hour. And at the Brood Dragon you can loot some rare vanities and gears. And when you're using the elixir that you also get for the tiers, you can get better loot from the Brood Dragon. So from the Brood Dragon you can loot 2 different badges, the Winter Tree Ornament badge and the Winter badge from last year. Then you can loot the amulets for the Snowstorm stat, and you can also loot the legendary Polar's egg. And in week 1 of the event you can loot the Winter Fairy Wisp. And I actually already looted this wisp without an elixir, and I sold this wisp for 15 million gold. So that was some nice profit for me. Then you can loot the Winter Snow Halo, which currently sells for 6 million gold, and I think this halo looks pretty cool. And then you can loot this winter set, but you need the farmer's elixir to be able to loot the set. This set we all thought was going to be a leaderboard set, but now it's going to be lootable from Brood Dragon. And also keep in mind, to be able to use the farmer's elixir, you need gold here. But this set is actually already pretty cheap. It's 4 million gold for Rogue, the armor, and the helmet is 1.7 million gold. Let's have a look at how much the warrior one is. The warrior is a little bit more. It looks much better on the warrior. 5 million for the helmet. And there's no armor in the auction right now. So then in week 2, you can loot a different wisp. It's the Snow Orb Wisp. And you can loot a Northern Lights Halo and the Winter Wizard Vanity set. This set you can only loot with the Farmer's Elixir. And in week 3, you can loot a Ice Lord Wisp, a Ice Lord Halo, which looks really cool, and the Ice Lord Vanity set. Also in the store, there's a new category. It's the Vaults. It's currently not available, but it will look like this in a few days. And here you will be able to open this vault for 10 platinum and you will have a chance of looting a new jewel called the Hailstone Gem. And these are the stats for the Hailstone Gem. You will get some primary stat and you will have a 5% chance to freeze targets on damage, which is definitely going to be useful. And there's also 3 new auras which will be in the store. First, the Snowfall aura, then the Northern Lights aura, which is my favorite, and this one might look pretty decent, and the Ice Lord aura, which definitely looks the worst out of all of them. And there will also be many crate key sales. You can see here on the 20th, on the 27th, on the 28th is also a crate key sale, the daily one, and on the 3rd of January is going to be another crate key sale. So this is everything about the event. Overall, I think this event is pretty decent. The best way you can make gold in this event is just by running for leaderboard, at best top 25, because at top 25 you get an extra wings, you get a better jewel, which is going to cost a lot more. So in total, the top 25 leaderboard rewards are going to be at least 75 million gold worth. And with your tokens, buy the recipe Massive Locked Ice Dragon crate. This will get you by far the most profit. And if you're lucky, you will be able to loot something from the Brood Dragon, just like me, where I looted the Wisp and sold it for 15 million gold. So yeah, this is it with the video. I quickly want to shout out my guild, Sabo. If you're looking for a guild, it is English speaking. You can always join my guild, Sabo. Just message any of our members and you will be invited to the guild. There will also be a link in the description for the guild Discord and for my private Discord. So yeah, this is it with the video. I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Low, 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 low.